Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm talking all about my eyeshadows, favorites and not so favorites. I may declutter along the way. I try to be really selective about eyeshadow palettes because they are the more expensive of the purchases out there and they have a longer shelf life, so I tend to hang on to them. So I don't want to add to what I already have, but hopefully I can get rid of some things along the way. So if you'd like to see what I've got, please keep watching. I just put all the fun eyeshadow things in this box, and that's what we'll be going through. I've got a lot of stuff. And I'm going to use natural light for this because I think you can see the colors better. This is by Chanel. It is number 268. I love this one. All matte colors, and this is really beautiful right here. A nice reddish color. I know that heat palette's really popular these days. It reminds me of something you might find in there. Still haven't picked up that palette because, as you'll see, I have a whole bunch, but these are all beautiful. Oh no, I hope it's not broken. Oh, it's just fine. Okay, good. Keeper for sure. Then we got a KEVYN Quan. This is palette number 3. I've had this for a long time. Again, really beautiful neutral colors. These are shimmery right here. We've got a nice matte, and this has a little bit of shimmer, and so does this. But I love all of those. Apply really smoothly. If you're looking for something very basic, this is a great one. Then of course, Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita palette, all shimmery in here. Love that warm color. I'll be doing a tutorial soon on a one shadow eyeshadow look using that one. We have another KEVYN Quan, and this one is the Defining Navy palette, and I tried this out on camera. It was pretty. I don't really pull for any of these shadows often. Actually, not really at all, although I think I might try smoky eye with that. That might be really pretty. But I don't use that color or this color, so I wouldn't say it's something that you need, but if you're looking for a navy, that's really beautiful. I'm just pulling at random here. I've got this LORAC Pro Mega 2. I purchased this on the first day it was available. I think it was Ulta, and I really haven't used this. So pigmentation was a little bit patchy, a little bit dry for me, and I don't really use this at all, so that would be a away palette. This one is by Smashbox, Double Exposure, and I'm keeping this simply because my sister gave it to me, but it's something that you could use as a wet or dry palette, and there are some beautiful colors. I really like this one. I don't grab for it that much, but I will hold it just for sentimental value. I'll hold on to things for sentimental value like this one as well. My stepdaughters gave this to me, and it has some really beautiful bold colors in there if you wanted them. I think that's really pretty, but I would definitely use it to pull some of those brighter colors. Speaking of color, I do have the Urban Decay electric palette, and I'm going to hold on to this just because these are so fun. If you've ever used this, pigmentation is really intense. It'll actually stain your skin, so make sure you use a primer if you're going to use that. But for pops of color like these are really beautiful, and I've also tried this out. I haven't really ventured into that color, but if you're looking for something that's going to make an impact, it's just a little bit, I think that this is a great one. Not sure if it's still available in the market, but I'm keeping this one. Another Urban Decay, the Naked palette. This is the first one, I believe. I was using this a lot for a while and then didn't. Oh gosh, look, there's blue on here because of the electric palette. Really beautiful neutral colors if you don't have this already. The Mr. Clean sponge works really well cleaning up makeup from a table. If the finish on your table can take it, this Mr. Clean sponge works really well. This is by Kat Von D, and I know there were a couple available. There was a purplish one, and then this is the warmer one. I love this color here. It's kind of a burnt orange, really beautiful, and this color in here is great as well. And I love all of the colors up here. The black is pretty good on this one. Let's take a quick swatch. I'd love to swatch all of these for you, but we'd be here forever. That's the black on that. Really nice. Can't say anything bad about this. If you have it, then you might want to be taking it to use it for those warm colors again. If you haven't looked at it for a while like me, I just remembered I had it right now. This is the Naked Basics palette, and I believe they're all matte. Let's see. I obviously don't use it that often. Yes, I did purchase this because it was so neutral, but I don't use it. I think I have so many colors that are like this. Here's another black. Let's take a look at that one. It feels a little bit chalkier than the Kat Von D. Here's that black, and it's really hard to tell with a swatch on your arm versus on your face sometimes, but that looks pretty intense. But I'll definitely keep that. I just need to remember I have it onto a, oh, KEVYN and Quan. See, it's like I'm surprised myself. This is one of the books, and there are some colors up here. Brighten, accentuate, and highlight. This is a shade in dark brown, and then define in warm brown. This looks really pretty in terms of a warm brown. Then you have the sculpting powder right here, and then celestial powder. So mine just broke, so I'm glad I've got that. And then this is really pretty for highlight, very subtle. There's that warm brown. Next we have an Anastasia Tamanna. And I liked the colors, but the application on these for me wasn't good. I liked this color. I thought this was really pretty, an apricot color. There it is. I don't know, just in my experience with this one, I didn't really think it was that great. It felt kind of dry, like this color right here. They're pretty, but I didn't use it. I don't think the colors were intense as I would have liked. And a MAC palette. I hardly have any. I think I got this at the Nordstrom sale at some point, and I wanted it because of the black, but I don't know why, because I have tons of black eyeshadows, but really neutral, some shimmers here. We've got some mattes. Actually, that's a really pretty one. I might try using that in the crease. Let's see how that looks. Sometimes things that look great in the pan don't look great on me because you can't actually see it because of my skin tone. Oh, that looks really nice. So maybe I'll try that in the crease. And then I liked this color as well. So maybe I should try a combo of those. I think that'd be really nice. And let's just take a look at this black. That looks like it might be a great brow color. This black seems a little bit not as intense as the other two. Huh, I'm surprised. Actually, that looks really beautiful too. Kind of a coppery, kind of the color of a penny. Beautiful. Actually, I've got to use this some more now that I'm looking at it. Sometimes when they're in a palette like that, it's a little bit distracting for me to have so many choices. I like when it's narrowed down a little bit more. Oh, and this is a Z palette. It's one of the bigger ones. Oh, you know what this was? I think it was it was like a SEPHORA, SEPHORA limited edition, something based on a movie. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I tried to depot them because the packaging was a little cumbersome, so they ended up in here, but I don't use them. But I do like this. This is Fawn by Anastasia, and it reminds me of that color we were just looking at. Is it the same color? Let's look. Similar, but this one is definitely warmer, the MAC. So I keep that just because, I don't know. I don't know why I keep this, but I keep it. Got the Estee Edit. Those are the glittery colors I've tried on. Oh, this looks like that coppery color too. I've never really taken my eyeshadow palettes and looked at them like this side by side. I just kind of store them. This looks like that matte color. Are those the same? Those look very similar, don't they? So this is why with eyeshadow palettes, I don't really buy them because I probably already have the same colors. Okay, they look a little bit different in the light, but they are very similar. This is all shimmer. It's pretty gritty. I haven't really used it since the tutorial that I used it for, but I think for the holidays, it's still nice. That's kind of an interesting blue. It's like a teal blue color. Different. I think I'll keep it just for accent, but yeah, I haven't really used it since last year, but I will keep it. And this is the Tartelette palette by Tarte, and I remember people talking about it. I think it looks really pretty, but on my skin, it didn't really show up that well. I like these colors, but it was really very subtle. I think I'll try doing something again with this purple row because I think lavender is really nice on brown eyes, and maybe I don't know. I just have to try again. But it's kind of organized like this. If you look across, that those colors work really nicely together, but you can mix them up, of course. You can do whatever you want, but I would love to try this one again. I just wasn't that impressed. I got into that one a little bit. It looks like these are the ones I really used a lot. I haven't been pulling for this regularly, but it is really pretty. Ah, here's the LORAC Pro Palette, I believe, that I depotted and put in here. I don't know, I think I was just having fun depotting them. This is a good one though. I would recommend it if it's, I think it's still available. Just really basic colors. You've got mattes and shimmers in there. And I think this is a really nice black. I haven't used that as much. It's so funny, I'm always looking for, yeah, really creamy. I'm always looking for a black shadow, but I don't really use it that much. This is becoming a mess again. All right, we've got another Chanel palette. Shimmery, really nice for summer. I think it is a great look if you want something gold and bronzy, but these are all shimmers. And I think I featured yeah, I featured this in a video before, and I'll try and link the ones below that make connections to any of the products I'm showing so you can see them a little bit better. But you got another coppery color here again. I think I don't need any more coppery colors. Of course I'm keeping this. I'm not doing very well. I've got so many over there. We've got the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Beautiful. I love this. And I know I didn't really use the red in one of the other ones, but I like this one a lot. Really pretty for fall. I tried this on my mom, and the red colors didn't look as good on her. She's way more fair than I am, so this looks better on more tan skin, at least with these colors I noticed. She just looked tired when I put these colors on her, so I would definitely steer away from those on her. I'd probably stick with these more neutral colors. Really pretty. I like this one for the crease. And then this one is really pretty for the crease too. The Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange. Love that palette. I would like to use it a little bit more, but if I'm going to pull for a palette, it will be this one, will be one of the ones that I pull for. It's one of the more frequently, as you can see, used palettes. Then you've seen this, the Nars Narcissus palette. I love this one. Really pretty, compact. I like the packaging, and this one and this. I do tend to go towards warmer colors like this. Again, we have another black. That's a great one right there. This is kind of an interesting one. This is the SHU UEMURA palette. It is not inexpensive. They cost quite a bit more than your typical palette, but the pans look, at least they look bigger. I don't know. Oh look, there's another copper color. This one though I thought was kind of a funny one because they geared this towards Asian eyes. So I don't know if it was the color or there was actually a brush. That is a really beautiful navy, by the way. There was a brush that came in here that was really nice for patting on eyeshadow, and I don't know where it went, but that is gorgeous. And I love this one. It looks really gritty, but it's pretty on. It's kind of a bronzy, shimmery color, and it doesn't look nearly, oh, I got some blue in there. It doesn't look nearly as chunky as it does when it's on. So there it is. I wonder if it is similar to the, what am I thinking of? The Charlotte Tilbury Shadow Palette. So I wonder if this color is similar to this color. Is it? Oh no, they're not. They look similar in the pan. This one and this one. But this one is much more sparkly and it's much more gold. This one's more bronzy. But this is really nice. If you have any SHU UEMURA palettes, or if you haven't tried them, they are really nice. I would look at the reviews on these because they're such an investment. Maybe I'll do a look with this, but oh look, it's even separating a bit, but that's always the way it's been. But I love this one. I'm happy I got it. Really beautiful, tasteful colors on here. And look, they have a black. It's not as intense as the one we just looked at in the Nars palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. Kind of a big palette. I mean, if you're going to travel this, it's a little bit cumbersome. So I don't think I'd travel with this, but it's plastic and it's not that heavy and it's very slim, but really beautiful. Yeah, one of my favorite ones. Out of all the ones I have, this is one of my favorites. Oh, see, and I do go to the drugstore every once in a while. This is Sonia Kashuk. And I think I got this for, this reminds me of that SHU UEMURA palette, at least the color does. That's really pretty, the shimmer on that. If you like shimmer, and another copper color. It's like a theme. I should compare all of my copper colors. This is pretty though. I don't use it as often as I should. I think I got it and swatched it, and that's as far as I went. So I think I'll try this to really see if I want to use it or not. I haven't gotten rid of very much stuff. I'm trying, although here's one I can get rid of. I can get rid of this. It is Sonia Kashuk Grand Bazaar from that collection, and I mean, they're nice. It's like a raisiny color here, but like I have so many colors similar to these that I don't need this. And yeah, I don't use those colors, so there you go. One more down. Clean. This is a really beautiful palette. Again, one of the ones I don't use as much. It is soft in terms of the way that these feel going on. I love Muse in here. I love Isabel for the crease. Really pretty. And then what's another one? Kim. That's really nice. A nice neutral warm color, kind of an apricot-y color. I don't use this color as much, but this I've dug into quite a bit. Really beautiful shimmer on that. So if you were considering this, I would definitely recommend it. Again, beautiful shimmer, light colored shimmer on that. Keeping this one, of course. And I think that's it. And that's it for all of my eyeshadows. So I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've got and maybe consider adding something to your collection if it's still available. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Please give it a thumbs up. It was the pleasure. And that's it. That's it. Chanel. Let's take a look. It's the something.